Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel. This is the next episode in the What's in My Bookcase series that appears every Sunday. Now, I am taping this at night. It's not, the sun hasn't set here yet, but I tried to position the camera in such a way to minimize the shadows. And I hope you can forgive me this time for doing that. Anyway, I need to get this video done because Sunday's right around the corner. And I think you're going to enjoy this one. It's another week of eye candy in that we will be looking at a number of books that have their illustrations and usually it's the sort of Victorian themed illustrations that are being featured here. So this one is called Victorian Nosegays, and apparently the pages are scented. The illustrations are by Jill Tomlin, and it's quite a small book, but you can see that the illustrations are lovely. There are borders. The pages are, I don't think, oh, where is it within reach? Whoa, this is a big one. This ruler might come in handy for some of the bigger pages. Now, this book has sewn-in signatures, so clearly they could, mind you, these are kind of on the wide side. They, well, 6.5. So again, depending on the size of your project, they may or may not work to use them as signature pages. But if not, then the images themselves could probably be, well, depending on how complex, either fussy torn or fussy cut. And they're sweet. You know, what can I say? They're sweet. And the advantage is that they are all on the facing page, so there's no text to worry about. Now, I have this camera really low. I thought that would help with the shadow situation. I hope I'm not going to be, I might have to lift it if I'm starting to hit the camera. This one is called A Token of Friendship. Now, I have other books that sort of fall into that category, and I want to say that they're really quite common and easy to find in secondhand or in thrift stores or, you know, those kinds of places. Because I think maybe people don't know quite what to do with them when they receive a book like this. This, I just realized, is a lovely little book. It's got, I don't know if you can see that, it's got like an embossed or debossed little tree, I guess. Beautiful pale blue fabric. Nice end papers. And this is basically out of that sort of gift book section. You know, sometimes you see them on a spinner rack in unusual places. But again, cute little illustrations. Poetry. Oh, here's a recipe. So, you know, these sorts of illustrations, these very tiny ones, would lend themselves, if you're not using the whole page, would lend themselves to a little circle punch or a square punch. And, you know, nice borders. I always say that if there's a really pretty border, yeah, these are sewn in. A really pretty border, if you don't particularly like what's in the middle, you can easily cover that with an image of some sort. So, again, sweet, sweet, sweet. And of course, once you've harvested all the beautiful stuff inside, then that is really quite a gorgeous cover. You know, naturally the spine, it's quite a skinny little spine, but it could, of course, be enlarged to suit one's needs. Oh, 1987. I forgot to tell you the year on this one. 91. Okay, so we know that Helen Steiner Rice has written a lot of poetry, sort of, you know, spiritually based. Now this is one of her books, and you can see that it's been illustrated with watercolors. So again, if you like the message, if you like the prayer or the, yeah, I guess they're all prayers, then, oh, there's a full page one that's lovely in itself. Looks, well, hard to tell on this one. I think it's sewn in. So again, lovely page after page after page of illustration. And again, there's no shortage of these books on the used book. Oh, I like that. So watercolor effect. Let's find a year here. 87. Oh, and yeah, illustrations by someone called Steffi Karen Rubin. What is this cover like? Pretty plain Jane, but again, it's a nice size. Now this one is different. You may or may not know that I'm a marriage commissioner for the province of Alberta, which means that I can perform civil, non-religious ceremonies. And so brides and vows and that sort of thing kind of are important to me because it gives me more options to offer couples. This has a sort of tone-on-tone illustration on the cover, and it's lovely. Now this is sorry, I'm just going to lift you slightly because I'm feeling like I'm not going to be able to turn pages pretty soon. So these are 6.5 by 6.5, fat little spine, which means it's going to be loaded with goodies. So, I mean, all sorts of styles, I guess, of illustrations. That almost looks like pointillism. You know, something like this that would be cute to put into a wedding journal if a person was doing one. Phyllis Diller. Count on her. And who was she married to? Fang. Never go to bed angry. Stay up and fight. That's my girl. So you can tell this looks like a Gibson girl. I don't see the illustrator's signature, but that's sort of that style. So again, all sorts of images. Some of them are really kind of old-fashioned, Victorian looking. So far I haven't had the desire to rip this one up. It definitely has sewn signatures. Oh, nice. And of course, there would be sentiments to save as well. I feel, okay, sorry to keep doing this to you, but I'm going to just raise this a little more and hope that we're still just catching what do we got on that side? Okay, we're still catching the edge of the ironing board. Yeah, so just page after page after page of illustrations. Did I tell you the date on this one? I like that some of, it's not overly serious. It's not all heavy duty. Better to have loved a short man than never to have loved a tall. David Chambliss said that. Play on words. That's another nice one. These a lot of these couple images, of course, would also go well in a Valentine's journal. Although, honestly, I could never see doing it. The best way to hold a man is in your arms. Guess who said that? Mae West. Winston Churchill, and we thought he was all about governance and war and keeping a stiff upper lip. A family starts with a young man falling in love with a girl. No superior alternative has been found. So there you have it. Let there be spaces in your togetherness. That's true enough. So I think you've seen enough out of this one. I'll just see if I can find a date. This is probably one of those with the date at the back. 2003. Now, not quite sure. I was, this one I paid $1.75 for. This, obviously you've seen these sorts of things 100 times. I think I was gathering, as I look at my bookshelves, I try to figure out what would be sort of a logical things to put together. And I really hope that I'm not duplicating things, but these photo albums, you've seen them all before, and they are really pretty common in thrift stores. All these images, of course, lend themselves very well to decorating. They sort of have that Victorian feel to them. So I know that quite a long time ago I did a video about basically what I did was deconstruct. So of course all of these pages are made of two heavy-duty, heavy like cardstock type paper. So basically what I did is I cut the pages away from the cover and then opened this up, just pried them apart. And then, using a knife or paper cutter, can't remember which, basically just salvaged the images. Now, some of them are going to be oddball shapes, but by the time you're down to one thickness, it could be used in collage or something like that without it doesn't matter if they're kind of oddball. Okay, this one is called Tussie Mussies, the Victorian art of expressing yourself in the language of flowers. By Geraldine Adamich Laufer. So let's see what this cover's like. Oh, so it's basically, one of those almost plasticized things. Purple. And so it's got, the paper is fairly glossy, but the photography is obviously very much in the Victorian style because this is the era that this, sorry, I'm just going to try to slide that down so I can get more of this. That's the era that they're covering here. So basically, you're going to see a lot of these nosegay type floral arrangements. And again, they would look like this one especially would be easy to fussy cut around. Some of them would be harder. But again, gorgeous, vibrant colors. I don't know if that's, sort of the chapter headings are 2-page spreads. So this one is called Holidays and Festive Occasions. Making a Tussie Mussy step-by-step guide. There are the tools you need. This one is called Victorian Floramania, the Golden Age of the Tussie Mussy. So, I mean, even this still life that they've put together and photographed is gorgeous. Some vintagey type imagery. A stack of old books. Doesn't that just make our hearts sing? Some old ads. So again, lots to remove and use from this book. 1993. So, you know, that's, what's that, 30 years ago. Okay, what have we got here? This one is called The Gift of Memories. So again, sort of in that gift book category. Nice end papers. And we've all seen books like this before, and I'm sure I probably have another couple to show you before this is all over. So these sorts of small page embellishments and small illustrations that they've sort of nestled around the areas that they want you to fill out. So again, a lot of easy. Did you ever need a pair of glasses with nose and mustache attached? There you have it. You know, these things are easy enough. Most of them are easy enough to just fussy cut. So when I see a book like this, I usually grab it because if the price is right, because, you know, these images are small, they're sweet, and they, you know, they fill a need for people like us. Okay, so along the same veins is this one, and I've had more than one of these. This Juliet Clark, I think, has written a series of them. One of them, I think, was on sewing. One was maybe even on cupcakes, like different topics, but very recognizable. Lovely end papers. And again, you know, whether you use the whole page, sewn in signature, so you could, you know, a bit of a quote, a watercolor illustration. Here, you know, there's space. Like, so if you were using this page, then the back of it is great for journaling space. So again, I'm sure if you don't already own this or something like it, you've certainly seen it. Look at those cute buttons. What is a grandmother? Grandmothers don't have to do anything but be there. They are old, so they shouldn't play hard or run. They should never say, hurry up. Usually they are fat, but not too fat to tie children's shoes. They wear glasses and funny underwear, and they can take their teeth and gums. They can take their gums off. They don't have to be smart, only answer questions like why dogs hate cats and why God isn't married. They don't talk baby talk like visitors. When they read to us, they don't skip bits or mind if it's the same story over again. Everybody should have one, especially if you don't have television, because grandmothers are the only grown-ups who have the time. So said this kid, age 7.5. Well, maybe there's some stereotyping going on there, but hey, those of us that are grandmothers, I think, we understand our role, and for the most part, love it. So again, I've used these. Lovely. Another, you know, same sort of thing. If I recall, the illustrations aren't as good in this one. A cup of Christmas tea. Now, I tend not to really collect Christmassy stuff, to be honest, but so, like, I mean, there's a lot of white space here, so certainly a person could, you know, use that for backing papers or whatever. So illustrations are pretty pastel and, you know, not all that detailed, but hey, they still have a place. They have a place in our hearts and in our books. You know, so compared to this one, I mean, it's a big difference. Now, I remember showing this in a book haul video, but I have it here because it's another one of those that is just, it's just loaded with illustrations that are sweet and have character and style and, like, I mean, page after page. If you need a picture of a baby, there's one. If you need a woman learning how to do some plumbing and cleaning the trap on her sink, there you have it. Now this book, oh sorry, I flipped past the title so quickly. It's called Home Almanac. Repairs, design, resources, decorating, cleaning, etiquette, organizing, renovations, how-to projects, improvements, maintenance, and entertaining. Now, does that not tell you everything you need to know? And I imagine that they're trying to deliver on that, those lofty promises. So, again, full-page illustration, just gorgeous. A lot of them are very vintagey looking, like this one. No, her hard done by man is carrying, who knows, what is that? A chair maybe? And I don't know what that other thing is. But they obviously scored some deals. So again, just one of those books that, you know, you almost can't bring yourself to cut into. And this is quite a new one, look at that. Quite a new one, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least it certainly feels new. Probably another one with the back. 2004. So, yeah, that's almost 20 years ago. But again, that's a winner. Now this one, it has, obviously I have already removed the book block, text block. This one is called Victorian Keepsakes. Select expressions of affectionate regard from the romantic 19th century. Let's see what the cover looks like. Not too bad, I guess. Oh, that's an embossing of some sort. Oh, a heart and two cherubs. Interesting end papers. Now these guys, somebody has written on this. Gloria and Dawn obviously wrote on that. That would be from the back, I guess. And I don't know which way I've got this going here, but so I guess it had a sewn-in signature, so I was able to, you know, keep the signature pages intact. This book is 5.5 by 8.25. So I mean, it's the perfect size for the books that a lot of us make. So, and again, there's text, there's Victorian images. It's really, you know, it's really lovely. Date 1991. So it's not that easy to flip something like this, but I think you get the idea. Okay, let me go on. I have a few more to show you, and then we will let you go. Okay, this one is, it feels, would it be leather? It could be, I guess. Okay, Peace for a Woman's Soul, Finding Rest for Your Spirit. Pretty nice shape. This thing hasn't even been, I'll leave it on there for now. What is the year? 2002. So it is basically, it's religious in nature. It has scripture verses. Not much in the way of imagery, but it does have those borders, those decorative borders. I don't know, is that, maybe this is a misfile. Yeah, so really nothing much in the way of illustrations, but definitely a beautiful cover and a lot of, Bible verses that a person could cut out and use if they wished. So we'll put that one aside. Now, I'm not entirely sure why I put this one here. This is an Oprah Winfrey one. And maybe what I liked about it was the cover. It looks and feels like canvas, like an art canvas. It's a good, compact size, 6.5 by 8. Okay, 2019. So this one is really quite new. Paper is really nice. Sewn in signatures, which is also nice. Yeah, I have to say the paper is lovely. So there's a full page illustration. There are some illustrations that are sort of tucked in behind quotes. That's nice. Maybe this should be our mantra for making junk journals. You already know. Instinctively, we already know what to do. So, quotes, lovely paper, which is kind of unusual for many of modern books. Yeah, so it would be easy to salvage some of these pages. I don't know if you can hear that lawnmower, but if you can, forgive that along with the shadows. I just have, I think, 4 more to go. Okay, this one is coil bound. Create a journal. Oh, so you've got some stickers. Obviously, I bought this used, as I do virtually everything. So full page, monotone illustration. Oh, I see. So there are pages, lined pages to write on. And then there are pockets, like so. So sort of a doubling up of these pages. For a person to, put some this person, coupons, receipts. I don't know if that's really what this was intended for. Collectibles. She didn't put anything there. So again, this would be a book that a person would probably take apart by undoing these coils. All of these lined pages would stay intact. And I mean, what's not to love? Oh, she wrote something here. Somebody's phone number. Jeez. And then these cardstocky ones could be obviously reused, or these these pockets could be repurposed. Cut off the slotted part, and you've got a pocket. I must like the albums a lot because I have another one. This one is called Mother's Album. I guess I paid $2 for this one. And again, those Victorian, oh, look at that. Illustrations are from original hand-painted drawings by J.W. Loudon and feature in her Encyclopedia of Perennials, The Lady's Flower Garden, published in 1849. Yeah, so what I said earlier would apply equally to this sort of a book. I should actually gather up all my albums like this and see how many I actually have to work with, and maybe I'll stop buying them. Okay, 2 more. Let's do this one. The Scented Room. I can't say that. Book of dried flowers, fragrance, and potpourri. Let's see what this cover is like. Oh, lovely blue fabric cover. Ooh, nice end papers too. See, when I open up a book and I act so surprised, it's like I've never seen these things before. And that's part of the fun of doing this series. I'm doing it for you, but I'm doing it for me because it reminds me what I have. 1986. I want to tell you something funny. I was replying to some comments. Incidentally, please like, comment, subscribe. Anyway, I was replying to a comment. Somebody watched, I guess, last week's book, What's on My Bookcase. And she made her husband watch it because he thought she had a lot of books. And I guess this gal wanted to prove to him that, no, there's somebody with more books. So, I don't know. You can thank me later for helping with the marriage, blah, blah, blah. I just thought that was kind of funny. Okay, so this part at the back here is, obviously black and white, but there are these cute images. Paper's fairly glossy. That is nice as well. This would be lovely on its own, or I like using these kind of wall-to-wall photos for envelope making. Anyway, so whether you have a book collection that is big, small, or medium, if you need to point to me as an example of collecting run amok, feel free to do it. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend that you get as many books as I have but then again, I'm pretty darn old, and I've been a reader and a collector of books for as long as I can remember. I always felt that investing in books was a true investment. It wasn't frivolous. It wasn't a waste of time, money. But I have to say that my choice, my interest in subject matter, and my desire to find books secondhand and at a heck of a screaming deal for price-wise is certainly something that I feel more strongly about now. And I think it's not unusual for a person's interests and tastes and so on to change over the course of a lifetime. So the things that used to be more important to me are less so now. And now it's all about the visual. It's about the imagery that I can use in this wonderful new world of making journals. So anyway, that comment made me laugh, and hey, I'll take it. Okay, so look at that chipped paint. So again, fairly glossy, but not the end of the world. And then these sort of loose drawings that are decorating the different categories. You know, there's something just so, I mean, that's as simple as it can be. Those are bundles, I guess, of lavender. But, you know, they're laid out artfully, and all of a sudden it's a thing of beauty. Okay, let's see the year on this baby. 86. Again, nice end paper. That could make a really lovely envelope as well. Okay, and the final one, a Victorian posy. Penhaligon's Scented Book of Days. Again, what's with the scented? Okay, let me just do a little snifferuno here. Oh, lovely. Where was that other scented book? This one, this very first one was supposed to be, whoops, sorry, was supposed to be scented. Let me just check and see if I can smell anything here. It does smell lovely. Okay, let's create a little order here. Okay, so we have marbly looking end papers. This was obviously written in 1990. I'm telling you, the scent is just, it's very, you know, these days you have to be so careful with wearing perfume or scented body products or whatever because of people's allergies and sensitivity. But I have to say, this is really pretty nice. It's not overbearing. It's kind of gentle. Lovely. Lovely. So because this is a day book, all the illustrations, I guess, are on this page. The lines and the end. Oh, just when I say that, they break the formula. You know, something like that would be cute on a cluster or a pocket. Fussy cut those girls. So again, it's a combination of teeny weeny corner illustrations and full page. That one's lovely. 1889. Now, is she reading or is she playing with her cat? We can't quite be sure. And of course, depending on how you use the pages, 6.5 by 8 sewn in. So, you know, you could end up with preserving a full page illustration, as well as having, you know, these lined pages for people to write on. That's another lovely one. There's a little poem by Robert Louis Stevenson. So I hope I kept my promise in terms of showing you some lovely, lovely images, many of them from the Victorian era, and reassuring you, I'll say it again, that a lot of these types of books are available and reasonably affordable in used bookstores, thrift stores, that sort of thing. And like, I mean, how many illustrations were there in this book alone? You know, they could keep a person going for quite a while. Okay, the Victorian Posy range of perfumes and scented gifts was created by Penhaligon's for an exhibition entitled The Garden at the Victoria and Albert Museum in 1979. It is the most English of scents, for it contains only English country garden flowers and has the scent of a true Victorian posy. Following its success, it seemed natural to complement the perfume with a series of books sweetly scented and reflecting the floral theme. Well, I think you guys scored a home run. And when you think that this book Well, this is 1990. But why does this say? Oh, that is a copyright image from 1979. Anyway, that is an awfully long, even from 1990, that's an awfully long time for this book to have kept its scent. So I will stop there. I hope to see you again next Sunday with another, I don't know what we'll do next. We haven't tackled any flower books as such. Maybe it's time to do that. I don't think it'll be possible in one episode. Anyway, I'll keep you and me guessing as to what we're going to highlight next time. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have been tuning in for some of the 100-day project videos. By the time you see this, we'll be at day maybe 80 or so, or at least I'll have taped to then. And yeah, and of course the thrifting videos as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, sorry about the lawnmower, sorry about the shadow. I think it's almost bedtime around here. So good night, stay well, and yeah, see you. Bye.